Maybe I should have warmed up with e4 after all. Dutch chess player. Okay, Dutch. We get a Queen's Gambit again. Exchange variation here. I can defend the pawn. Actually, it doesn't even need defense, does it? So he's doing a kind of... Yeah, you need to keep the knight out of this square so it doesn't hop in here. That would be annoying. So he's doing a kind of London system where he exchanges first. Does an exchange Slav and then puts the bishop in the London system position. Oh, he takes. Okay. And he's someone who's playing very, very fast. So I don't want the... I don't want to have to worry about the Greek gift sacrifice ever. So he's just going for the attack. Let's bring the knight out. Now push the pawn so I can move the bishop, or push here. I think raise this pawn, put the bishop here, put the rook here. Don't take the knight. There's no need to take it, and it opens up the it opens up this file for his attack. Still don't take the knight, although I guess he can take the bishop if he wants. So still want to put the rook on the C file and open up the center. He's opening up the center for me. How nice. Now the bishop's diagonal is open here. So that pawn is loose. And he can trade his knight for a bishop. He can sacrifice his bishop and win my knight back, but that pawn is still a goner. And when I take it, it puts this knight under pressure. Yeah. And I still have the attack on this pawn here. Yeah, it doesn't do anything because... okay, let's bring a rook to the center. Although maybe I should have grabbed this pawn. It's an idea. But I like the idea of isolating his king in the center too. After all, I am a pawn up. And he just wants to trade. Well, should I grab this pawn first and then trade? He can't castle. Can't save this rook. So my queen's a little bit out of play, but I don't think he can mate me with just two pieces, even with the queen and rook, because I've got a solid position here. Here, let's just go this way. Well, he's got a check. I go here, he goes here, check. And then after I move the king, he can take the rook. So let's go here, check. And what have we got here? I know. Let's see if I could get a pawn to this square. Yeah, I can just push it there. Then I can check the king here and trade the queen off. So, yeah, let's just do that. Check. And he resigned. Yeah, that was a quick game. Okay, so I got my rating back up above 1800. This happens to you, but I get bad when my opponent gets into time trouble. It deteriorates my play. Okay, time for an English. Yeah, we're still near 1800. See, 1795. I stopped looking at things carefully for some reason. So it's like the opposite of time pressure. When my opponent has time pressure, I play badly. You know, I'm facing a lot of people that play this A6 in this case, and H6, really slow moves. I don't know what is going on with that. Yeah, let's put it here. I'll probably play D5 at some point. D4, blunt the bishop. But I think I'd like to get castled first. I don't mind blocking the bishop for a second. I want to keep this knight. So I go here, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. Yeah, I can get away with this one. I think I will take with a pawn, force him to move. And he moves. Okay, so now that pawn is pinned, so let's step over here. Then knight up to here. Sacrifices this pawn. So what I can do is I can push this pawn forward first. I want to play the knight up now, but he's attacking this pawn, huh? Good going. Okay, we'll just defend the pawn. And then I can play knight up to here like I wanted to. And get rid of his light squared bishop. Okay. And attack the knight. So he retreated. What's he going to do, though? I should probably get this bishop, this dark squared bishop. I decided to defend. Yeah, I moved the queen with tempo. Then I was going to just put the bishop here, block his bishop. I didn't like it shooting into my camp. I want to push this pawn to open up the bishop. I want to bring a rook to the center. So he blocked. I will still push this pawn. I can drop the bishop back if I need to, or I can move the rook over to the center to help protect it. I can put the knight here if I want. I can push this pawn. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so he doesn't, I don't want his knight to trade off my bishop, so I will retreat my bishop. Yeah, so I push this pawn. If he takes, I take with check. If he pushes his pawn forward, I can advance with check. I can also play knight here. But I think this is what I wanted to do. I want to do, you know, he can put his knight here. I can take, because it's with check. Then he can take back with the knight. Or, yeah, with the knight. It's the only piece. It'll be pinned. And I can pile up on it. He does none of the above. Okay, I can take it. Like I said, I know my queen's under threat, but this is with check. Anyway, blueberry onions, thank you. I hope you're having fun at your local chess club. Oh, he just steps back. Oh, he says, oh, he's going to threaten my queen, so he doesn't have to worry about this, huh? Yeah, let's go back this way. Keep pressure on this pawn. Now, kick this knight. Where is it going? There. I take it. Probably goes back to f6. Yeah, he opened up a diagonal. Okay, so he likes his dark squared bishop, huh? Let's take this knight. Now, we need to do something to defend this pawn. I guess going here will do it. Also, I'm threatening check here. Aha. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. He found a way out of it. Okay, so I can take this with check. I can play here. Defends this pawn, attacks the queen. He can go back here, yeah. Probably the thing to do, because he still needed to defend the bishop. Yeah, makes you wonder if there's a tactic here. I'm just going to step up with my king, hold on to things, see what he does. He still can't take the pawn. He needs to retreat this bishop somewhere, and then I'll have a little more flexibility. And yeah, let's do it this way. He's threatening my rook, so let's go over here. Threatening mate. And when he takes, I will still be threatening mate. But he can take this pawn. Now let's get this check in anyway. And he is threatening my knight. Which fortunately he didn't. Oh no, the bishop was defending the knight. That was all carefully calculated, of course. This knight now defends here. And I have a passed pawn. Well, it's been an interesting game. Opposite colored bishops. So we might end up in a drawn endgame. But I did manage to secure an advantage of a passed pawn here. So yeah, let's trade. I'm wondering about these pawns. Here, let's just take that bishop. And then push this pawn. If he pushes twice, I can move my bishop here. I can't block on this side, but I can block on this side. So I need something like this to promote the pawn. Need to get my king closer to this pawn. Aha, okay, I go here and he can check me down there, okay. That's all right, I think. He goes back. Okay, and I'm one step closer, so when this pushes, I can step into the square of the pawn, so I don't need the bishop to defend it anymore. Aha, he goes there. So let's chase, no, we don't bother chasing the knight away. We just use that fact that it's tied up to the defense of this pawn. And then walk over here and take this one. So how can I get close to the knight? I could come in through this dark square here. Okay, if the knight moves, I take it. Although, actually, I can't always take it. Yeah, it depends on where he goes. But I can start promoting this pawn now. I should have moved my c pawn to get two passed pawns. Yeah, I probably could have done that earlier. But this eventually worked out. So he's going to go all the way down to the wire here. Well, I have plenty of time, so. Just have to make sure he's got a space he can move to. He can move there. Let's see. My pawns are going this way. His pawns are going this way. I decided to resign. Uh, let's see. If I go here, that's with check. What is this? Is this a maiden? It's a maiden one, yeah. Because wherever he moves, I have the bishop here, so I can mate him. Here I mate with the queen. Here I mate with the queen. What happens here? Oh, then I get another queen. Okay. Always nice to spot those mates in one. Let's get back. Oh, well, the other thing, yeah, we can look at that position where I should have moved my c-pawn. Back when I had a c-pawn. Yeah, somewhere around here. Two passed pawns. Then I can attack the knight and push this one. Yeah, good plan, Selimkai. Okay, back. Let's get another game. So we're back to 1800. Yeah, cruising around 1800. Thoughtless pawn. Now let's play e5 this time. Okay, classical response here, and Italian game. So I've been doing the two knights lately with the Italian game. Sometimes I play this attack, but he's not going for the fried liver, is he? In fact, this is a four knights Italian, which means that I could play. I could just take this pawn because of the fork trick. The four knights Italian is supposed to not be a very good opening. Oh, he didn't even take my knight. Hum. Well, what should I do? I haven't met that response before. He's castled, so he has a lot of development. I should develop too. Yeah, I can take this knight. And then defend this pawn. Yeah, it's hard to believe he has enough compensation for a pawn. I usually try to get a pawn back in some way or other. So yeah, let's castle. Develop my light squared bishop here. Get my queen up. Connect those rooks. I think it's all good. If he wants that knight, he can have him. Mr. Thoughtless, welcome to my knight. Oh, he wants to make the knight move so he can have this pawn. Okay. What can I do about that? I can just defend this pawn. You have to be careful. This knight has only one square. Yes, and he's trying to take it away. Okay, I'll step up here so I can move the knight. I can go like this now. The knight's not pinned. It's defended. This blocks the bishop. Anyway, my plan is to move the knight back and then bring the bishop back here. Chase his bishop off of that good diagonal. So bishop here, then start pushing pawns. Well, I have to be careful. This pawn is not defended. Okay, so he wants B to take his bishop. And so he can retake with the pawn and it would straighten out his pawn structure. I could go here instead. He takes, I take with the knight. And my knight is safe. I think maybe I put the knight here and put the rook here. Other order, put the rook here first and then the knight here, and I'm attacking this pawn. I mean, he's playing a good constriction game. He's keeping me constricted, but I don't see what he's doing positively to destroy me. Okay, I'm attacking this pawn now. He takes, I can retake with the pawn. This is well defended. And he has to do something about this pawn. If he defends the pawn, I probably will just take the bishop. Finally, just set up this ram structure. I'll get this bishop here, which is a good diagonal for it. And I'll have pressure on this backward c-pawn. And a kind of outpost for my knight here to here. So Mr. Thoughtless Pawn is thinking. What you gonna do? Take the bishop. Okay. That makes this even harder to defend. But it removes the defender from my queen, so I can no longer take here with the pawn. But I can take with this pawn anyway. I can take with this pawn or this rook, though. Maybe just this rook. Well, he didn't really He did not really defend this. He's giving up the exchange, or am I missing something? The bishop is under fire. Okay. The bishop moved. Let's unpin here. Also threatening to check the king. Threatening to take the pawn. Unpinning further. Oh. Okay, I can't block that, can I? Well, I could. I'm threatening this pawn now. Might as well take it. So yeah, rook for a knight plus an extra pawn or two should be good. And now I have a check. Let's see, I should push this pawn first, so I can play so I can go check and then check. If I go here first, then I'm threatening mate, and he's playing fast enough he might not see it. Or we might not be able to find an adequate defense. Oh, that's not an adequate defense, is it? That's mate, yep. Well, it defended against, if we look at the analysis board, yeah, it defended against the queen coming here, because when he played here, he defended that square, but he left this square open. And then this is covering all of these squares. So was there a move that he had? Let's turn on the computer. It says I'm winning, but not mating yet, but it's -8. So, okay, going to the back rank defense, of course. Yeah, that will do it. Would go on. The game would go on, but I'm still winning. Too much pawn play for him on the queen side. I mean, before he fell apart. Maybe. Yeah, maybe I was a little too easygoing letting him get all this stuff. Now, if we go back, how did this happen? Well, for his pawn, he got a big advantage in development. And I think this rook move is pretty clever. Normally what they do in this pawn fork situation here, I'll show you the basic idea. You take, go back, and then you can defend the knight. So, and white has some development for the pawn, but basically is black is fine. He doesn't have enough. So he's trying to improve on that, it looks like. So he take the pawn. He admits he's a pawn down. He just castles. So that was pretty clever. So I have to, if I just take, it'll be a similar kind of problem. He can take back, and he's got, he's castled, he's got two pieces developed, he's got open lines. It's all good for white. So I tried developing myself, so I didn't fall so far behind in development. But then he brings the rook out, so I eventually decided to take. And we get to this position. This was a slow move. He probably should have done something more active. But yeah, I didn't really respond to his pawn advances very well. He got a lot of play over there. But he was bound to get some play for the pawn. It looks like.